What's going on, everybody? We're back once again with another edition of Wrestling Republics off the air. It's Tuesday, April 8th. We are on our way to WrestleMania. We only have so many episodes of shows and fun things to do. This might be the last one that's not just totally Mania-centric of all of them. But it's off the air, and that's the best part about it. That's why we're here. And you know, my very favorite part right this second, at least, is that I can do this intro. Out in the DMV, we got a guy that you better get your damn twos up for. Because it's shoddy. It's the Tuesday Night Delight. What's going on?
What's good, guys? It's your boy Shad Talks Grizzaps. We in the place to be. It's Tuesday night NXT. I'm glad y'all rocking with me. Let's get right into it, man.
No doubt about it. Now, I always forget, but there's a really good friend of mine in Louisville, Kentucky, and he's the absolute man. But he's got to remind me of what was it that we're supposed to do again, Driz?
Everybody, put your hands together, bow your head, close your eyes. Good morning, afternoon, and evening. It's the guy you should believe in. It is your boy Dryzzy, aka the Wrestling Plug. If you don't know what to watch, I got you. Also known as your soon-to-be King of the Quiz champion.
Hey,
I have no bad things to say about my opponent from Sunday. I love her dearly.
I might just talk smack for you on Saturday, and you'll be like,
but everybody else, I'm talking all types of shit. Everybody else, I'm talking all types of shit. David, I'm coming for you, Nick.
Oh my God, yo. Holy shit, that's fucking funny.
Yeah. First 5 minutes. We gotta be careful.
Oh,
we're good.
That's a fact coming.
It's off the air. No,
oh my God, that's crazy, bro.
I'm just saying, man.
I didn't expect that, bro.
I am. Oh, look at this. Bobby Petito is rooting for Dryzzy.
It's only right, bro. Booker T's been in the news all week. It was only right for Dryzzy to do that.
I got a feeling Drizzy's the Florida of this tournament at this stage. That's the way I'm looking at it when we're breaking down the bracket. When it comes to bracketology,
I'm in the UK bracket. I'm in the UK bracket. So no, I'm in the North American bracket. You were in the UK bracket. Well, I'm gonna make it out.
I can't lie to you, Driz. I feel like any bracket you're in is you're not gonna be okay bracket. You know what I mean? Like that's the way I'm looking at it, at least at this stage. La Primera retains the title from Gab Sienna. I love that. Drizzy will beat his next opponent, no doubt about it, Bobby.
Absolutely.
You know, over here and off the air, we can say biased things. That's the brilliance of this show. We're allowed to say whatever we want. I would bet a lot of money. I'll bet pink slips. Anybody want to go car for car? I got Drizzy winning the tournament. If you want to do it, I'm sorry. I watched Fast and the Furious last night, like late night. So I got all fired up. That's my fault. I didn't actually mean that. It's all about family.
Family.
Okay.
Even John Cena, he's family.
Yeah, that was actually too good. You almost ruined the transition. Let's talk about tonight's show. Let's talk about the family.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't help myself. I guess we have to discuss the family now.
We must.
So we got the family.
Forget about it.
Darkstate made a dark statement this evening, I think, to say the least. Hey, that was pretty good shot, right? Like I
What Jameis Winston W's, bro?
They're eating W's, man. I'm saying they got the job done. At the end of the day, I'm excited about this because you know what the D'Angelo family needed is a really good story, and this is just fun. You got Stacks, you got the whole nine. I'm gonna go to you first, Drizzy, when it comes to this. Darkstate, Saquon Sugars looked excellent. A lot of that team looked excellent. This rivalry, though, is an immediate litmus test. Am I wrong? Right? Like it's right now. Show up right now and prove something to us. And I just think that's what has to be in our future. Headed to Stand and Deliver. I don't know. What were your thoughts on it?
I actually think is the perfect thing that Dark State needs is a legitimate team to face, and the family needed. As when you think of mafia families, they take care of each other. It's always one for all and all for one. They're definitely gonna be all against them now. And I feel like if Dark State has somebody strong to go up against, it only legitimizes them even more as a faction because the first few weeks they kind of fumbled the ball a bit. They struggled to get past to get the first down, but this looks like they can break a long run. It looks good. It the future looks bright with a feud with the family. And it also kind of feeds into the family's it gets to push that story more of what's going on between Stacks and Tony. There's a bit of a power struggle, it seems. Do we know if this is a the question I have is this a Tony D'Angelo request or is this a Stacks jumping the gun request? Because remember, he's last week Tony said, "Trust me, we'll handle it my way." And but Stacks is the one that delivered the message tonight. Now, granted, the parking lot brawl probably favors the family a whole lot more than Dark State. Dark State, I may have. I don't know. It's the NXT parking lot is very unpredictable. I've seen all types of stuff happen in that parking lot. The parking lot catches bodies almost on a daily. It's probably the second worst place in America to be. So
That, to your point, though, booking something in the parking lot, I think is cool. And
I
that's the
think
brilliance of it, right? Like,
it is
eh,
because it neutralizes that fourth person because the fourth person in the family is a girl.
100%. 100%. And this is, you know, I think we can knock the dust off of the retribution comparisons after tonight.
Yeah.
I think we need to stop doing that. Like, like giving our jobs, right? Our duty to y'all, like to everybody that listens, right? Like, we need to knock the dust off that. That's not what this is. And it's unfair to Saquon Sugars. It's unfair to everybody in Dark State, except for the kid that went to Duke. I can't get behind that. But I'm just saying, you know, Florida gave them what they deserved. That's what I'm saying. But no, Drizzy, I think you brought up some great points there. Shad, I obviously have to go to you next when it comes to this one. Your thoughts on it, everything, Dark State, the whole nine, promo ability, all of it. How do you feel about it? And then we'll see him in the parking lot, right?
So the thing that I kind of came across with today was that Dark State, like you mentioned, they aren't very much of a retribution. They're kind of in a way more like a Blackpool Combat Club in a sense, or a Death Riders in a way where it's more so just for rugged individuals who are here to just knock everything down for the sake of them being at the top of the food chain. And there isn't much of a spookiness to it besides the fact that you have guys in masks, maybe with the dark lights coming down, and I guess the name too, but it's more so for misfits who are upset about everything handed to them in the situation and trying to come up. And I think that is the brilliance within their faction. And tonight, I think they made a steady progress to allow us to take them a little bit more legitimate, to take them as serious threats, because they beat a team of the current NXT champion, a former NXT champion, and a rising star. 3 guys that will be main eventing a Stand and Deliver in a couple weeks. They came out victorious. 3 misfits, 3 guys that we're not very even familiar with on the NXT brand as wrestlers. Coming out with a victory like that, you have to take them serious. You have to look at them as a threat. And I think now it is the time. Now, going against the family, I think the family are the best cog to make any faction versus faction rivalry happen. We've seen it with Legado back in the day. You know, we've seen it historically against so many teams in NXT, and this is just another one that they go against. But now it's to a point where I feel like the family is stuck in the mud. I feel like we've kind of rinsed and repeat a lot of what they are as a faction, and something's got to give. Now, what I think is, I think I came with the idea. We've been arguing who the ringleader would be, right? Saying it was potentially going to be Javon, potentially going to be Trick. I think it's time for Stacks to break out of the family and be the ringleader for Darkstate. I think if you want to help Stacks kind of build as a character, especially as we go into whatever his career might be on the main roster, give him that opportunity. Let him feel like, you know what, Tony, you looked at me as the little man. You looked at me as the runner. I'm a mob boss. I'm the head honcho. And if you ain't going to give me that title, boy, I'm going to take that from you. And I'm going to use my own guys. That's where you can add a wrinkle to a new character development for him. And also helps you kind of maybe potentially break off Tony D'Angelo from stuff in NXT. Maybe we lead to a Tony D and Stacks match and get Tony D off to the main roster, because I see so much potential in Tony D'Angelo. I just don't know what left he has to do in NXT. And I think that'd be a good way to kind of break it up and allow Stacks to continue to develop, because I think he needs to stay in NXT.
You presented a lot of good stuff there, like where I'm a little bit frustrated with what's gone on with the family of late.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, I do believe that it can be better. My concern is, so we have Darkstate go over, right?
Mm-hmm.
Saquon Sugars, everything. We've got Cutler James in that group. And, like, let's be honest with ourselves. This is what bothers me, Shad. I'm cool with everything you presented, other than I'm still watching LFG. Like, that kid's on that show.
Got you. You know what?
That kid's on that show.
Yeah, you're right. Saquon Sugars definitely is a superstar. And I'm not like, Saquon Sugars looked as fluid as anybody in that match, and he's going against guys like we mentioned, 3 world champions. This is the thing. If Darkstate doesn't succeed, I will be even more frustrated, because, like, I truthfully mean this. If y'all have peeped Lucky Ali in the Indies and what he's done in DPW, you know, the dude is a star in the making. Like, he's literally charisma, fluid moveset.
100%.
Everything is damn near perfect. Plus, he's from the great region of the DMV, right? Like, but it's more like, the thing is this, right? They're doing this whole thing with he's from the school of hard knocks. He
got his degree in the streets.
Yeah, he got it out the streets.
But I will say,
the dude is hella funny, bro. He's he's also a comedy wrestler. He's funny as hell. So, like, this dude, that's something special. And I hope they don't WWE sometimes will overcomplicate characters.
Yeah.
And it will run a person to the ground, and then you realize how stupid they are until the person either leaves or they do something else. I mean, history repeat. We've seen it. We've seen it with a guy who was fighting John Moxley at Dynasty, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
you had him in a rap group gimmick that got ran to the ground. Because as a rapper, I will say this: rap group gimmicks have a short shelf life because you hyper focus on the rap group aspect to it.
Oh, and there's
Right?
a difference
We've
between
even
being
seen
an
it with the
MC
Acclaim.
than a rap group.
Yeah, and you like there's like over gimmicky stuff or like over spooky stuff. Like I mean, shit, even with like Isla Dawn, right? Like that woman, we seen her cut little video promos to herself. They never gave her an opportunity to do that. They made her the Wicked Witch of the West the whole time. So it's like sometimes we gotta just realize the best players are put in position to their strengths. Like the guy he's charismatic, he's a hell of a worker. Like I see the moon for him, especially in a men's division that is super duper thin, right? You could definitely work on getting some guys. So yeah.
Some guys.
Razor thin. Yeah, and that's where Drizzy, I gotta ask you basically the same thing. Like it's like kind of what we just talked about. I mean, what are we looking at here? Like because what I don't want is Darkstate to continue to be compared to Retribution at all. I think that's just silly. That needs to be knocked off. Because also, where else can you tell a story like this?
What this is going to end up being is going to be a combination of the Shield and Retribution. I don't think they're 100% wrong with the comparison to Retribution, but at the exact same time, I see the similarities and what they're trying to go for, like a smaller version of it. Don't expect to see this around for a really long time. This is probably going to be over with about this time next year, if not sooner. You're looking more of this as more of a Shield aspect of it. You have your two guys that combine to make your Roman Reigns. You have your Seth Rollins and Dion Lennox Lewis, whatever his name is, and you have your Dean Ambrose, John Moxley, and Saquon Sugars. This faction is solely here to get them in the door and to get their names in your mouth. And I can't say it's a bad thing. It's they're going down the right road. They're doing things correctly. Even though those, like I said, those first few weeks were pretty choppy, they're doing better. So I'm looking to the future. They're gonna build stars out of these guys. And having Dion around people like Saquon Sugars and stuff, you have no choice but to catch some of the greatness that he is.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like
Also, to your point though, the fact that Cutler James is on LFG and he's as good as he is now is
Spotlight.
pretty
I really think
pretty remarkable.
that's helping him out more because he's getting more reps, period, than everybody else.
As much as I'm like, but I'm looking at it, I'm like looking at, no inside baseball here, but we interviewed a former reality show member very recently.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a funky situation. Cutler being on the show. I don't know if it
Like
benefits
if he doesn't win, then what is like?
Yeah, then
I
what?
don't
Then what does it say about his
'cause he's
character
like,
that's on TV? Like we know it's already been filmed. That's the hard part for me is like we know it's been filmed. We know what happened. Not we don't know what happened, but like we know that already occurred. And so for him to be on television, I love it. I love it for him. I love it.
yeah.
I love the group Darkstate, but it is just one of those ones where you're like, timing, right? Like, I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting to me.
Like, why couldn't this wait until after Mania season? Because the show should be over about that time. So
You're right. And the show is riveting.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking the show in any way at all, right? Like, the show is awesome, but you know, it is what it is. Let's keep it rolling here on today's show. Speaking of, I mean, we went 20 minutes on the opening topic. I'll take that every day. I'm just
There ain't much else to talk about.
We got Jaida and Jordynne.
Oh, we can always talk about that.
This is also, we can talk about the rest of the show with this one.
All right, guys. Everybody, everything else is cut. We're talking about Jaida Parker and Jordynne Grace for the rest of this show.
I just Shad, you're going first. Just
yeah, I mean, obviously, the big takeaway from this is that obviously Jaida Jordynne got a little bit of a match, but it was ended via disqualification due to Stephanie Vaquer within her being striked and her just striking back. And then obviously Julia makes her return. And this sets up a fatal four-way going into Stand and Deliver. Now, I got a bone to pick NXT and WWE. I got two bones to pick. First and foremost, Julia, presumably to everyone's, I don't know, dirt sheets that they've been reading, was injured. And this is why we may have had a title for title match, which then Stephanie had to vacate the North American title. If Julia was going to come back so soon, what the hell was the point for them to do a title for title match? What was the point of her having to win two belts to vacate one? Like, all of the booking for that seems so convoluted. It seems so pointless. Like, I would have honestly rather had Julia return at Stand and Deliver after Vaquer would have had a match. That would have made a little bit more sense. That is the first bone to pick. The second bone to pick, why is WrestleMania's themes within the cards in the numbers game? Because this has become multi-person match mania. We have a fatal four-way. We have a triple threat match. We have a multi-person ladder match. Then on night one, we got another triple threat match and another triple threat match and another fatal four-way match. We are running these multi-people matches to the ground for that weekend. It's becoming a case where you're just trying to fit people into the card so everyone can find a spot on the card. I have no issues with some of the best wrestlers all being in one match. But having so many of the same type of matches consistently on a show gets a little bit tiresome. You have this deep of a roster. You can afford to have a Jordynne Grace versus Stephanie Vaquer or a Jaida Parker versus Stephanie Vaquer, whatever the one-on-one match may be. If you wanted to run the rematch, you could have ran the rematch back that night too. I just feel sometimes when you already have every title presumably going in the same type of match, it loses its nuance a little bit. So my question for Sean and Hunter and I don't know who else I got to talk to, Pat McAfee, that shitty comedian who was on the Raw table the other day, Mr. I don't know, bootlicking
Tony Hinchcliffe,
president.
Who?
Tony
Hinchcliffe.
Never heard that man a day in my life. Okay.
Tony Bitchcliffe. Okay, yeah, him. I gotta talk to him.
He does.
You can jump
Kill
off
Tony. Is his deal. I'll say this. I'm with you on that. I mean, listen. One of the best quotes I've heard from anybody is, 41 isn't a multiple of 3 or 4, or like you have to do addition to get to 41. You can't do multiplication. Bro. You can't. It's not possible. So, like, I don't get it. It's a lot of multi-people matches.
Look, we got to call a spade because the same people, The same people that give AEW crap for having a bunch of matches on a
Ridiculous.
card to get people on an event, like it seems like they're just trying to get everybody like on a card for the sake of getting them on a card. So like we gotta keep the same energy as fans because it is diluting a lot in a way, right?
I'm
And
actually really glad you said that because I've kind of been thinking it and feeling it for like a week. Where it's like,
and that's been what they've done tonight.
is this just a masquerade to get us everybody on a card? Every card, right?
Well,
like, let's
see
make
how
sure
many people-
everybody gets to wrestle.
Let's see how many people we can put in matches because there's also we're not gonna talk about it tonight, but there's potentially gonna be NXT women tag titles.
Yeah, and that's where I mean,
Ricky Saints might be going against 5 individuals. Like, who knows?
that's where Driz like. Do you want to talk about this Jaida versus Jordynne Grace match with Julia, or do you want us to move on to the next one? Because I'm just gonna put the ball in your court here.
I do want to point something out about that match. Jaida belongs in the main event scene. The aura is there. And tonight, even after a bit of a rough patch with, I think, and I don't know if it was a miscue between Jordynne and her or what, but she recovered pretty well. Those little things that people get dinged for so much in wrestling, Jada recovered very well from women in the match, and she's standing against 3 very larger than life aura field wrestlers. Julia is a her shadow is amazing. It's huge compared to what Jada has right now. Jada goes viral, yes, but Julia top notch. Stephanie Valkyrie top notch. Jordynne Grace top notch. These are 3 women who are arguably 3 of the best women wrestlers in the world, and Jada's keeping up with them. I don't know if that's a testament to her work ethic or if it's to what they're teaching in NXT, but whatever she's doing, she needs to keep doing it because she arguably could end up being the next Bianca Belair. She's showing that she has the chops to keep up with the wrestlers who've been doing this for a while. I want to give her flowers for that.
I think Driz, you're onto something there because what Jada has that not a lot of people have is she moves people emotionally. Period. Like when she performs, she does.
Sure.
That's what she does. Like in its simplest form, Jaida Parker moves people emotionally. Any direction, right? I'm not saying like, oh, everybody loves everybody, but there's a visceral reaction to a Jaida Parker spot.
Yeah,
there's a like, visceral reaction to
her
come out
liking, or you're either like not liking her because she's a good heel.
And
when
it's
she do her dance when they like Miss Parker, like
yes,
can't help but love that.
And honestly, the one thing that's really good about her compared to a lot of the people that are from from being collegiate athletes to going into the world of pro wrestling and being brand new to it is the fact that like there isn't a lot of women in the WWE. Screw just NXT that can cut a live promo on a mic like she can. Like she has a sense of being able to command the room, and she knows how to really like talk to you with a lot of emotion that we as professional wrestling fans, look, you can wrestle with the best of them, but we love that character element. We love people who are able to cut on a cut on a dime, right? And just give you that promo work that you love.
I love going back and forth with people talking trash. I love talking trash. It's been my gimmick since I was a kid. Love running my mouth.
I do too, and I know a lot of people
want any Jaida Parker smoke.
Look, I love
She's just good at what I like to do.
I love it too, and a lot of people think I don't because I had to take about Charlotte and Tiffany, but I don't give a shit about who's sleeping with who. All right, Can somebody tell me who's sleeping with who? In the words of Triple H's theme song, you know? I don't care
I
about
don't
that.
care about who's in my bed at night.
Yeah, I mean, and I'll say this about Jaida too. The brilliance of her is, I think, what matters is at the end of the day, in any level of entertainment, is people want to watch. When she speaks, people want to listen. Whether you like it or you don't, you react. You right? There's certain ones, there's certain people that you may see perform, and in that moment you go, I don't care, on something that would maybe bother you. That's not the case with Jaida. And the same applies when it comes to Jaida with something you may agree with. And that's the brilliance of her. She has the it factor in every way. Bobby Petito just commented it 100%. She has charisma in ways they don't give out. Right?
Got it. Couldn't get rid of it if she had to get rid of it.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
quote,
She'd have to try to not be entertaining.
She got it like she was working with computers. IT.
Yeah. She's entertaining at Chick-fil-A.
mhm,
Like, right? Like
Chick-fil-A
in
is not
drive-through line.
entertaining.
Not.
Exactly. In no way. In no way is it entertaining. She's entertainment, and like no
Yeah.
matter where, anywhere. Jaida Parker is that damn good on the mic. Like that's the scoop on hoops. If you haven't heard yet, you need to figure that out.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some tag action
Woo.
and dating sites. Let's talk about dating sites and tag action.
Boom.
So swipe right. I don't know. Am I doing it correctly on screen? It's
I
the
be
mirror thing.
thinking I think I'm doing it right, but then I look
Yeah.
at it on the screen and it's wrong.
Those
So
are- it's the
you
swipe
know what?
one.
We're just swiping. I'm just swiping.
I don't have the apps.
We're just
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
it's
I don't
crazy, bro. Cause like I heard like with these guys, right? Like they tell you there are plenty of fish in the sea, but they're just straight unhinged. And they got a buzz that is kind of like a bumblebee, but it's still, they're not very hardcore. They're still kind of tender.
Are they
Yeah,
represented by Ashley Madison?
battle rappers. You can't take them anywhere.
But like they're not,
You got bars every
they're
time.
men, they're still men of God. A lot of Christians like to mingle, and I don't know, bro.
Oh, it's good stuff.
Music to my ears, man. It might be harmony. All right, I'm done. My fault.
Okay. I'm gonna swipe right. Drizzy, what do you think about the match?
I don't hate them. I do not hate them. They definitely may be the most evolved out of the evolved talent. And I think it was a good thing having them on the show. Just giving them a chance to get out there. It brings people to go look and see where they're at. They sit there and you get people to go to Tubi to watch them every Wednesday at 8:00. They're not doing anything great. They got their 5 seconds of fame, but you're going against the best tag team in wrestling today. There's nothing. There's nothing they could have done. They got swiped. They got swiped left. I don't know what they do in these dating app nowadays because I've been married for so long. When I got married before dating apps, so yeah, but they got swiped out of here. They're going back to Wednesday nights, but they put on a good show. But at the end of the day, you just can't do anything against Nathan Frazier and Axiom.
I totally agree 100%. I mean, Frazier and Fraxium, I hate to admit this. Like, are they the best tag team going right now?
They're probably the best tag team in wrestling right now.
Let me tell you what the issue is now. They are doing stuff that is way below their pay grade. They are going against competition that is so beneath them. And if anybody needs to get called up to the main roster at this point, it is Fraxium, because there is so much to be desired for both of these gentlemen to wrestle. You know, like they've literally put individually these two guys against some of the best people on random SmackDowns. You know, Axiom got to wrestle Gunther. Nathan Frazier was Ray Phoenix's first tag team partner. I mean, not tag team partner, first match on WWE, and that's where they need to be. They need to be wrestling with the big dogs. They need to be in that tag division going against the Street Profits, DIY, the War Raiders, the New Day, the Lucha Brothers, like at Motor City Machine Guns. The tag division in NXT, I will admit, if Fraxium leaves, it is in one of the weakest shapes, because besides Fraxium, this is just a plethora of absolute mid tag teams. A bunch of guys who haven't found the groove of being a tag team. So it is a catch-22, but for these guys, man, like it's one of those cases, like, you know, the sky is the limit for when they get to the main roster. And
I look at it like this, like Fraxium. I mean, so we got DIY and MCMG, who are both they're great. The majority of our memories are about them fighting each other. Let's be honest with ourselves. Let's be really honest.
We're talking about are they better than
tag team wise? I think they're better than both.
So I like them better at the current. All right, let me say this, because that's kind of crazy, because people will probably be on our helmet.
I don't care.
But
hey, what's up?
At the current juncture of time, I enjoy them more than Motor City Machine Guns. That is the WWE Motor City Machine Guns. I enjoy them more than DIY. Who else we got? I like them better than the Viking Raiders.
I do too.
Fraxium
makes sense.
Like, the only teams I wouldn't jump the gun on is New Day. I can't say that because that's the New Day. So I won't
that's
say
way too much. Yeah.
Yeah. No, New Day.
I wouldn't even ask that.
Yeah, at that point you got a little too much dip on your chip.
Yeah, New Day, Street Pro. But that's the thing. Like Fraxium versus New Day. This heel New Day versus the babyface Young Guns who get called up, right? Like that's exciting. That's exciting.
Fraxium as a tag team, I think, is the best team.
Yeah, for
in
sure.
WWE right now. That's the thing. That's what's weird. Like,
I'll go first and say they're the best tag team in wrestling.
I love it.
No other company right now has any tag teams that are better than them.
You're not wrong. I mean, y'all are not wrong.
100%. Like I mean.
Plus, we gotta get them on the main roster before we put Penta and Phoenix back together, because them versus the Lucha Brothers has to happen. That's like,
baby.
See, no disrespect to DIY Motor City Machine Guns. That's a tag team match that you could run 578 times, and I won't get bored of.
In a row doesn't get bored.
It's I mean, bro, look. This is, you know what, man? If we're gonna have to talk about,
even Bobby said it. Take my money.
The Motor City Machine Guns going to the WWE in 2025 is like a little too late situation for me. Like, if they was gonna do it, it should have been a few years way before. They just don't have the allure anymore that they did, like coming out of TNA and stuff like that. And I don't think the main roster fans appreciate what they like are. And I'm not saying they're wrong for it or if they're right for it. It's just, it is what it is, bro. Like
100%.
You know, it's just a little too late.
All right, before we get out of here, let's talk about this North American ladder match that we're going to see Mania weekend.
Which one? Nah. At the moment, we only have one confirmed win, but the joke is looking like there's gonna be a men's win. I don't
No,
know.
you're right.
I'm not booking HBK. If you, my bad for
Hey.
spoiling anything.
Multi-person
Just
mania,
saying,
baby.
like, let us know. Be way more convenient
Yeah.
if we. I'm with you, Driz, 100%. We did have Sol Ruka and Izzy Dane qualify.
Mm-hmm.
2 qualifications.
Mm-hmm.
I love ladder matches. I don't care how far you have to climb. It's the T-Mobile Arena. It's going to be Vegas. It's going to be great. I really, really, really want Sol Ruka to win this. I think Sol Ruka has deserved
Yes.
her shot as being the North American champion. I want to know your thoughts and early prediction, Driz. I'm going to start with you on this one.
This match is, but it is kind of hard to go against Kalani. Kalani has already won the belt in a ladder match. I find it's hard. I find it hard to bet against somebody who's already been in the situation and done it before. So Kalani's my pick, but these matches I always seem to be built for people like Sol Ruka. They do amazing things. And in the last one, Sol Ruka was the standout in it. It's just that Kalani was able to pull it off. So Kalani for the win, Sol for the MVP.
That's worst case scenario, Driz, because truthfully, like, can they tie? That's the 2 women that I really want to win the match the most. Here's Sol
Bring it down and
Ruka,
do like a lake.
yeah, can they
You want to do a
tie?
lake cool where they rip the belt in half? They
Yeah,
they rip the belt in half and they both carry a piece.
I think it is down to those 2 early, as much as we joked about it, right? But for this ladder match, Shad, I got to get your thoughts on it, though. Obviously, we have Sol Ruka. We've got multiple qualifiers tonight in one night, right? Like Izzy Dame's in.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be good. I think this match is really important for the Stand and Deliver card.
Yeah.
Personally, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
who do you got? Early prediction, unofficial.
Mm-hmm.
We'll make our official predictions next Tuesday, but unofficial early prediction, just like Drizzy. What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, I am in a place where the situation of the North American title seems convoluted in a way because Stephanie Vaquer is still my champion in my mind. I don't understand why she had to vacate it. I feel like she could have been that badass champion to defend both titles. But that's obviously not happening. Look, Sol Ruka has to win this match. And I don't even care who the last 2 people that qualify for it. If Sol Ruka does not become North American champion, if Sol Ruka does not have a title under her resume in her time in NXT, it may be one of the most misused ways for a talent that they've ever had. Like I don't understand it. She is the epitome of what a generational talent is. The athleticism, the look, the like I literally think she could be a female version of a Rob Van Dam if given the booking and presentation that you have with her. And the story with her and Zarya, that can even lead to the potential breakup. Let Sol become that champ. Let Zarya get jealous and go heel, and then you have them feud for that title. You know, like that stuff like that can kind of create, and I think that's where we are going to go. But you know, Kalani, she had an opportunity to be champ. She was a great champion. I don't think she needs to be the champion again. Izzy Dame, you're led by Sean Spears. You shouldn't win anything in life. And then who else qualifies in it so far?
I'm not. It's not that deep of a field yet. I think
The
Soul
moment
is
I believe
the
it's Zarya.
And Okay, so Zarya, right? So
So
Zarya is in this
qualifying
match.
wise,
Yeah.
yeah, Zarya's in the match.
So
Right now,
Zarya is
it's Zarya,
the other one that
Kalani,
potentially could win.
Izzy, and Soul.
So I'm gonna be upfront. Zarya is the one that was kind of brought up as one of these big time signings with Stephanie and Julia, and I have not been as thoroughly impressed with Zarya as the other women that have come in. That is Jordynne Grace, that is Stephanie, and that is Julia. I feel like her presentation, she looks great, but they haven't made her menacing. They've put her in this whole makeshift tag team that's kind of like a rock and sock connection type of dynamic, but it just hasn't gelled enough. And my only problem with that is that's fine to do. We've seen it happen. Like with Danielson and with Kane, right? The whole hell yeah. But like you do that when you establish her a little bit more. This is like one of the first things that she's done coming into NXT is be part of that. And I know NXT is happy go loving. It's a lot of entertainment value to
You
it.
think
But like the woman looks like the ultimate warrior and like the devil tied together, and you got her eating ice cream cones in in Irvine, California right now, right?
I think this is one of the most impressive things I've ever seen when it comes to Soul specifically. If you look at the Soul Snatcher and for what it is, the animation in the video game is the most downloaded. People are paying out of pocket for it.
Facts.
People want their character to be able to execute the move. Like, that's special. And you can make fun of video games or whatever it is. But what Sol Ruka is doing right this second is really unique. And she's healthy. And she's a heck of an athlete. This is a time to highlight her. Mania weekend, it just makes perfect sense to me. It just adds up mathematically. And I hate doing math.
You know what? I'm gonna one up it now, bro. You know who she could be? Sol Ruka could be the women's version of Will Ospreay.
Yes. Ooh, I like that. I mean, genuinely,
Athleticism, size, innovation.
it's crazy what she's capable of.
I'm just saying, bro.
Crazy what she's capable
And you know
of.
how people feel about Ospreay. They treat him like he's one of the best in the world. I think it's time we need to treat Sol Ruka like she's one of the best in the world. So I'm hoping and praying that she wins that North American belt. And they finally wake up and give her that push.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. We got a lot of great stuff going on Mania weekend wise. We've got Sol Rika could be a fighting champion.
By the way, can we give a round of applause to our former NXT alum, the Bird Queen herself, Lyra Valkyria? Because my God, girl, you are absolutely killing it as the IC champion.
Yo, I'm not even trying to dive into inside baseball, but like we were talking on the daily with all of us about it, and I was like, dude, Bailey makes perfect sense to win this. Right? Like she makes perfect sense to be an Intercontinental Championship champion on the main roster, right?
Mm-hmm.
At this stage of her career, there's not a lot of new things to do.
Mm-hmm.
There just aren't. That's one of them. Last night's match was off the charts. It was so well done.
That's why Bailey needs to go to the big AE dub.
I think so too.
That's what I said that first. I know, Ben, you put it on your little clip and you talked about it. I know. But remember, who said it first in the group chat? It was me.
It was shoddy.
It was me. I need Bailey and Mercedes but regardless, I mean, no, I do agree with you. That's crazy. But Lyra, she's having title defenses, having banger matches, while that peasant on SmackDown having the US title doesn't do anything. I hope they tear that title off of you.
I either am gonna end the show or if Drizzy adds.
How do you follow that? How do you follow
Yes.
that?
Well, my friends, that is the end of the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We'll be back same time, same place next Tuesday. It's going to be delightful. Immediately following
Prediction
NXT.
show, baby.
Check out the daily. Check out. Ooh, Drizzy's got some stuff on tap for next week, right? Drizzy, talk to us about what you got going on next week.
Next
we got?
episode of Grappling Positions will be coming up. Special WrestleMania edition. Top WrestleMania moments.
Let's go. That's G4P. No question about it. For everybody, I mean, Shoddy, we'll be back, of course, later in the week and everything involved. Check out the daily, all of that. But you know what I mean. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will talk to you soon. But most importantly, let's make fun of Ben really quick. Peace.